remind you all who has been driving the bus very enthusiastically for the past 14 years, and that is former House and State Senator Bob Onder, who has been in his role disenfranchising voters, overturning our votes, and making health outcomes worse for all of us. He did that his entire time in the House and the Senate, and he is doing that currently as a representative out in Washington, D.C. On the day that our legislature overturned Amendment 3 in Prop A, Bob Onder sent out an email that very day. He sent out an email announcing a town hall. He gave us about 30 minutes notice. It was going to be virtual anyway. It happened during the hubbub of that last vote, and it was specifically designed to rub salt in the wound that his trademark pieces of legislation, making sure that Missouri becomes a right-to-work state and that we are restricting health care for the people who need abortion care in the state. He made sure that he held a town hall just to let y'all know that he passed that. He's gonna have a virtual town hall. He knows all of you guys have been calling and asking for an in-person, but he chose to rub it in your faces that not only was he not going to show, but he was going to celebrate when your will was overturned. And I need you to remember that when we go into 2026 and he's up for re-election. We have a chance to send a very decisive message that we will not accept these extreme candidates anymore, that we want folks who will represent the workers in our state, who will represent our doctors and our healthcare system and our teachers, and that Bob Onder just has to go. He is not a choice that grows wealth here among people who live in the state, and he will deliberately overturn your will every time. And his beliefs aren't that traditional Republican fiscal conservative. It really is very self-serving in the fact that it is to enrich himself, enrich his donors, and then make sure that he's bailing out those corporations that he worked so hard for. Because I tell you what, it was not hard to answer a call from Crystal. And I have to say, it was wonderful. I took my 4-year-old, or I took my kids out to a park to meet her and her little one, and she did not judge me when Randy got down on all fours and slurped out of a puddle. And you know what? If if you are elected by the will of the people, it should be a pleasure to talk to your constituents. It is a joy to sit here and to talk to all of you and to hear the issues that matter to you. Every time I go to a different pocket of the district, I hear slightly different concerns, and those types of conversations enrich our social fabric, being civically engaged, even disagreeing respectfully. It brings us together as a people. And so far, we have been stuck in this vacuum and echo chamber, and it's been exploited intentionally to pit all of us against each other. So instead of worrying about whether, instead of coming together and solving issues that matter the most in our communities, we're busy fighting each other for the scraps that the corporations are going to throw down at us. We can solve meaningful problems here in this state. We have outdated water infrastructure. We've got some busted roads. 80% of Missouri kids test positive for lead, and a lot of that is because of our failing and aging water infrastructure. Now, these are not super partisan issues. They're just problems, right? I'm an environmental chemist. I'm always thinking about solutions, right? It's a feature of us. They just keep us in a lab and tell us to figure out math problems. But it's about coming together and solving solutions that bring more of us together. What is the common good? And is there something we may agree on? We may disagree on 40 different things, but what is that one thing that we can come together and make some progress in? And I still believe in the better angels of our nature. As I talk to more people, I am more and more encouraged by that. And so that's kind of my takeaway for all of you. Make sure that you're engaging with your neighbors. Make sure you let them know that you saw a young mom who was really passionate about her daughter's cancer funding getting cut and losing her access to health care, about the kids who out on education and what Medicaid cuts will mean to our first responders and also our nurses and our doctors who serve our communities. These are concrete issues that we can all see the impact of here in our community, and it's up to us to uplift and empower all of our voices.